Yeah, a little hard. Mm. Mm. Hmm. Ah. Huh? What do you mean? Oh. He's got the pin in front. Mm. One. Uh-huh. Mm. 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 I mean, you're definitely not out of the way at that point. The ball comes straight down. It's got to come because the ball doesn't come straight down. It actually kind of loops around that way. That's where you're losing leverage. Yeah. And you really should, if it's going to be that high anyways, you should actually get your shoulders kind of, see how the ball joint's right here? You should actually let it kind of roll back so it's like more like this, because that opens up this area here. Because right now you're really flexible. Somebody like me wouldn't be able to do that. You know, I couldn't keep my shoulders here and actually get the ball up here. I would have to do.
Said it about me.
Yeah, you're really.
Sean Friendly said that.
Yeah, if anything, you should get this shoulder to come forward a little bit, and then so you can drop your head here. Because right now you've got no what they call swing slot. Swing slot is the area where the ball is going to swing through. So your hips are square here. I don't even know how the hell you do that. Yeah, it's here. You've got no room for the ball to swing through, but if you're here, you could actually let the ball just kind of swing through here.
So when do I need to make that transition?
I would start off, especially with your build, you should be hooking the piss out of the ball, really. You should be hooking the piss out of the ball. Because you're long and you're thin and your wingspan is a good size in proportion to the rest of your body. So you should actually position yourself so you get straight here, kind of open your hips up a little bit, and then get going this way. Not this way, but going this way.
So
And see,
like this,
yeah. Well, not that much, but yeah. So you can see I've got this area here. If I take the ball and swing, I've got area for the ball to go.
So I need to be,
Yeah.
need to be more.
Yeah, more power position, yeah.
More here.
Yeah. And that's how you need to stay throughout the whole approach. Because you don't want to be here, you want to be here. So that way you can bring that ball in closer.
And I can get my leg out of the way faster.
Exactly. It also tells your body, if I'm here, I'm already this way. So as I'm coming through, it's easier for me to just kind of, and actually if I don't get out of the way, if I don't move my hips out of the way, I'm already out of the way. So even if I'm here, I can swing through, but I actually want to go even more.
I have no time in the pro zone because I'm using that time to get my hip out of the way.
Right. You're right. So kind of get yourself set like we did. And then keep it there throughout the whole approach. Keep your head on the right side of your head. It's not going to hook yet, but we just want to, there's a couple things we need to do, and then it'll start hooking. Let me just see. See, this is where you should stay. This is good, okay? But what happens is, okay, it opened up a little bit. See, but you're starting to pull back already. That's not too bad. Actually, you're getting out of the way. That's actually pretty good. Okay. So what you have to do, though, wait for a little bit more. Let the ball drop it a little bit more. Because right here, this is a good position right here. It should drop straight through here. What happens, you'll see your shoulder will leak out there. See? It's outside your head. They call that shoulder push. So what happens is, as it's coming here, you're pushing your shoulders here. It brings your swing plane and pushes it this way. If I can sit there, let the ball get there first, let the ball get off your hand, and then let the shoulders come around, that shoulder come around causes rotation. If you think about it, if I get here, then all of a sudden my shoulder gets around.
I'm turning too early.
No, it'll cause rotation. You don't have, right here, you're kind of, see how away from your body it is?
Yeah. So I'm not able to drop it down because I'm lifting my shoulder.
Well, no, you're not waiting for the ball to get there.
Oh.
Your shoulder is closing too early. Instead of this, you're getting, and that's causing you to turn it early. So you just have to be a little bit more patient. Let's see. See if I can actually fit in this thing. Ah! So here's what you're really supposed to be doing. So when you get here, you want to get here, and then from here, okay, okay, and that's where it comes from. You don't want to use your shoulder. Saw how the rotation gets off your hand? All I did was do this. I didn't do anything fancy, just go ahead and move closer to 10. It's a fresh shot there. I mean, literally nobody's blowing on it right now. So inside, it's not going to hook a whole lot. Yeah. We just want to see you rotate the ball on some friction to see what we can do. Try to roll around 10. Okay. Now, when you rotate, do you try to do this, or do you just try to? Okay. Just try to get your. What you really want to do is get it here. You push your thumb forward, create that ledge. The ledge will turn your hand for you. Where a lot of times you're turning your hand, but everything's coming off at the same time. So just kind of see if you can push that thumb and get the ball to, you know, release over your fingers. Okay.
I'm releasing over on the top of my
Right.
fingers.
Right. Yes. Yeah. It's not going to take as long as you think it is, because you've done most of the work. It's just a matter of letting it happen later.
That felt weird.
I know. I know it will. You just, as soon as you feel it once, you'll be able to do it. Just go ahead and go to the line and just kind of stand, stand like this, okay? Put your hand out here with your thumb down, and then push it up, bring it back, and then let the ball go. See how that one's actually gonna make its turn. See? You just, yeah, just all I do is this. And it actually will rotate off my hand. And that's just a plastic ball. Yeah, have a little fun with it. So get your thumb out and then let your, just.
I'm not looking at the ball nowhere near as much as I should be.
Not at all.
With my build.
Nope. If I had your belt, I'd be. Right, I mean. I would be. Really slow with your arm. Slow with your arm. Let it happen. Yeah, like that. So just. Let me see where your ball's rolling. Where's your ball? Is this a timeless?
It's a cold black.
Oh, black. Okay. Huh. Wow. Let's see. Where's your track?
Probably high.
Probably high. Okay.
Right around here.
Okay, that's cool. That's like Richard Dodd used to be.
Say what?
That's where Richard Dodd used to be. So just try to see if you can just get it here, okay? So you can actually try to get a little bit of side on it. That is bizarre. That is bizarre. Keep going. Let me look at it. Let me get this one on. Go do it again. Let me. What other ball do you have? Do you have anything that's like? Yeah. Let's look at that. That's bizarre. Okay, that one hooked. All right. All right. Let's look at this. So this is what we see here. So right here, it looks pretty good. And then all of a sudden, it looks like you kind of flip your hand over the top of it, like sort of like this, sort of like you're doing sort of like this, instead of rolling it like that. See, that's one of my two-handers was having the same problem. So what he was doing when it was coming down here, he would actually go like this, and it doesn't really turn the ball. It actually gets the ball to go more like this, where if you can get it, if I got him to do like this and get the ball to just kind of roll like this, it's like it was. You ever thrown a Nerf football underhand?
Yeah. Like
Exactly. Yeah, just kind of
but
taking your fingers and just pulling
I don't
pulling
know
under.
how it feels to. So
It's just supposed to basically let your thumb go. Wow. Did your thumb come off that? It should come out a little bit easier. Don't squeeze. Wow. So
I got a piece of tape in there.
yeah, you may have to pull a piece of tape out of it. I was like, how do you get out of that ball? What's like? Huh? Let me see this thing. Let me see. Okay, just want to make sure. Okay, I just want to make sure. That was.
The way I was coming at him.
Yeah, I was like, is that ball? Is that ball hook?
I can't.
That one hooks more than this one. Yeah. Okay. How's that one drilled? Okay. Okay.
So
Here we go. So basically, you're gonna. It's like this. So when you're here, think of it as if I have two hands and I'm doing this. Just kind of,
I'm gonna use my fingers to put the rotation.
yeah. But you have to get
My
your thumb out
has to
first.
clear.
Yeah, your thumb has to come out first. Has to come out first. Has to come out first. Put your thumb halfway in. Yeah, there you go. Just like that. That's how it. That's how it's supposed to be. So do that again with your thumb half in, and I'm gonna record that. No, you're not going to. You're not gonna have to worry about it. No, you see, you just got to get the feeling is all. Once you get the feeling, then you just more regular. See how that finger's rotated around?
Yeah, that was 10 times better.
Yeah, just like that. See, at the last minute, thumb comes out, fingers rotate around, and then uh, I didn't record that much of it, but so it gets down there, gets into its roll, starts hooking. Okay, do that with your full thumb in. What you're doing is you're just retraining your body. You know, it just, as I recall, you used to hook the ball a lot more than that. Way back. I think we recorded that one time. I think you definitely hooked the ball more than that. Oh no, that actually looks pretty good. Okay, this time I want you to get that foot. I want you to put it back here as your trail leg. See where it is. Put it back where it's going to be once you release the ball. So put it back here like this, and then roll it. You balance yourself on one leg. Yeah, there you go. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. We just want to see how it gets off your hand. It doesn't matter if it goes in the gutter or not. No, that's fine. And you should never go like this. Continue through the shot. Okay. Make sure you get some air underneath the ball though. Don't you want to let the thumb get off. So if you're sitting here like this, okay, the thumb lets off. You have to have room here so that the ball can really drop off your hand. Okay. That way, the actual motion of the ball dropping off your hand with your fingers tense is what rotates the ball. Okay. And if you do it straight here on the ground, there's no room. There's no for it to really rotate off your hand. That should do it. I know. It's not going to take as long as you think it is. See, the thing is, you have to get an idea first, and then after that. So this time, that actually hooked. So what I want you to do this time, I want you to walk up like you're walking to the line, swing the ball back, and then throw it. Okay? Yeah, just walk up, swing the ball back, and throw it in one fluid motion. Just walk up there, like you're walking. You see it hook a little bit? It all starts with a little hook, and then you just build off that. If you get it out to the friction a little bit outside of 10, you'll probably see a little bit more. And once you start to see it, then you'll start to understand it and get a feel of here. You'll be able to do it more and more. So try to get it outside of 10. See how that's, yeah. So I want you to do the same thing. I want you to move up on the approach, take smaller steps. Yeah, and then just a small slide. Not a big slide, real small slide. So move up about this much. It's going to force you to take slow, small steps. A little more. Yeah, right there. Okay. Move back a touch. Let's slowly move back. And I want you to get that ball outside of 10. Okay? Okay. Move back and then move your feet two left. Okay, move back even further. Throw the same spot. A little more. Scoot back a little more. There you go. Right there. It's all right. Remember, you got to get a little bit of air underneath it. You got to give that ball room to fall off your finger. If you're not, then you're kind of placing it on there. You need room to snap that ball off your fingers. It's still got a little bit of hook, so that's good. See, what you're also learning, there's two different speeds you have to think about. There's swing speed and there's foot speed. Foot speed is good. Swing speed is not. Your swing speed should always be slower than your feet. Okay. The reason being is you want that ball to stay on your hand as long as it can. So, but you also don't want the ball to slow down too much. So you get the speed with your feet, and then the height of your swing. The swing is high enough, but you got to make sure you don't bring it down too fast. Otherwise, the ball gets off your hand too quick. By moving up, we in essence, slowed your swing speed down, and that's why the ball is starting to hook. So you have to think about that when we start to move you back. You got to keep your swing speed nice and fluid. Okay. But if I told you about swing speed first, it may not have synced in, but you can see when we're moving up, the ball actually moves. See, swing speed was really good on that. Okay, you saw how it, you know, you probably felt like you're throwing it really slow, but it was a good pace where if you were, like, for instance, if you're bowling Chantilly, that ball's going to really snap up. That probably, it would have been crushed. You know what I mean? And it's really easier to duplicate that shot because you're not trying to, you know, kind of throw it down. You know, you're allowing everything to happen, so you're going to actually hit your mark more often. So we had to pick up some balls. Go ahead and move your feet two back right. Yep. Are you close to standing where you normally stand? Okay, good, good. So go and hit like more like 8-9 on this one. Keep your feet the same place, but we're gonna try to get it to the dry a little bit earlier. It's all right. Go ahead and try throwing this one the same way. This one's pinned down, so it might roll up a little bit earlier. Make sure you hit around 8-9. There we go. Now that ball's reacting like it should. See how it's starting to get that little bit of back end motion. It takes a little while to get used to, though.
Like understanding, I've seen some people, they get the ball at a certain point and they're able to roll their hands, and then they can let the ball off.
Yeah, yeah,
I know.
yeah. You don't want to try to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, people do. Some people do it naturally. Some people there's a couple different ways. Some people get here and then they kind of, and then some people get here, you know, with their hand open, and then it's all, you know, different people. You have to let your release develop. Good, good, good. Now if you can get it out there. Actually, move your feet. Let's go 2-1 left. Okay, so move your feet 2, and then your mark 1 left. So you try to hit around 11. Perfect. That was 11-12. That was good. That was where he wanted. So, but if you look at how the ball reads, see, that's actually a good pace right there. And you look how everything's a little bit smoother. Okay. Like if I go here, so you watch that. See how smooth it is? Now watch here where you were. It's a little bit more rag. There's a lot more moving parts. So you're really kind of controlling everything. So you're actually doing around the same thing. You're not really changing a whole lot. You're just getting your pace a little bit smoother. and less moving parts. Less things rocking back and forth. Everything's more fluid. If you watch this one, this is the one you just threw. Everything is more, a lot better pace. I mean, if you look at Derek Petty, you look at, Steve Hahn, you look at a lot of those bowlers who can just post shots over and over again. Most of them had a nice, smooth pace, and they don't try to overpower the lanes. They allow the ball to do what they're designed to do. Like before, that ball really wasn't doing anything, but now you can see it's actually hitting, and when it hit the pocket, that hits pretty strong, and you're still not throwing it half as good as you're going to, because we haven't added like, getting your shoulders to open up, to really get yourself in a more of a power position. So kind of think of it as here, you have a limited range of motion and you're still getting hooked. So if we allow that range of motion to open up and you have this kind of motion as opposed to this kind of motion, you're going to increase your rev rate without even trying. That's what you want. You want to learn to turn the ball without trying to turn the ball. So the less you do, the more the ball is going to move. Yeah, I know. It's kind of a unique thing. See how it's at the beginning, when you were throwing it, that ball probably would have hit light. That one just went heavy. So go 2 more left with your feet. You see, it's just a more comfortable pace. I'd rather bowl 6 games like this than have to run through 4. See, and that ball hit great. And like I said, there are a lot of things that we could do to make it even stronger, but the thing of it is, you can't do too much at once. You have to, this right here, you can get immediate results. Immediate results. And that ball's taking a great path.
I can't believe I can't get my.
So now let's throw this one. So this one's that one hooks earlier, so this one's gonna go down later. So by changing balls, you should be able to hit the pocket in the same spot that you are now, because that ball's gonna get down a little bit further before it starts to hook. Yeah, that was an oops. I tell you, sometimes, you do all the work that you do just to get the idea of what you want to do. And then you have to, do a collaboration with somebody so you can make it more efficient. But the thing of it is, you've done all the hard work. You've designed your game. You've, come up with your own unique game. Now it's a matter of just taking that game, smoothing out the edges so that you can just do what you already do. That's the difference between what we do and what other people do. We work with what you have, not with what somebody else thinks that you should do. Okay? That's the difference. That ball's going to probably require a little bit more friction. So what I want you to do is I want you to parallel right. Um, so move your mark and your feet to right. and you really didn't throw it as good as you could have. You know what I mean? You just kind of that one kind of hit the ground a little bit, but you got it in the pocket. You know? Nah, no. You'd be surprised. I mean, there's different things that people can work on. They just don't. You know, like I said, I was saying earlier, it depends on what you really want. Like if you want to get better, then these are the things you pay attention to. But really, you don't have to. You could probably keep doing what you're doing and eventually get used to what you're doing and probably average, 215 to 220. But this is going to allow you, to be more versatile so that you go house to house to house, and there's a shorter learning period when you move to a different house. Because your game is solid, all you have to do is make adjustments where the way you were, you have to make adjustments, plus you have to adjust the way you throw the ball to match up to that house. That's why Steve can bowl anywhere. That's why Derek can bowl anywhere. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Because he's done the work that you're doing now. I've seen him do it. Oh. As soon as you threw that one, I knew it. As soon as you threw it, because everything flowed like it's supposed to. See, a good approach is like a concert. Everything has to flow. All the music has to flow together. So as you're getting to the line, you should be in one constant fluid motion. It shouldn't look like there's a robot walking up there, because as a robot's walking up there, there's more muscle, and you're not going to be able to just flow through it. I mean, that one you can see just kind of nice and easy. Then the ball took a nice path, and you didn't leave anything. I think it was a perfect strike. Yeah, everything went this way. You didn't have to get the 10 pin off the wall. I mean, everything just pushed back. That's a perfect strike because it's a chain reaction. That's what you're trying to do every time you bowl, because a chain reaction, as the pins go this way, knocks everything out the first time and not have to depend on the sideboards. Keep going. That was still pretty good. But in all honesty, if you were bowling here, that would be the ball to use. Because that ball rolls up a little bit earlier, that lets you get into the pocket. And it stores everything else so it just goes straight through the pocket. Where Chantilly, you might need the ball to go a little bit further down. This would be the one you use. Because that's gonna get down a little bit further, and it's got a lot back in there. It's gonna really, really angle up.
Yeah, I wonder what we see Tuesday. It's reading lanes, balls chasing and stuff like that. So I know
He's amazing, yeah. He knows. There's a lot of knowledge in that head. You got to catch him in a good mood, though. Sometimes he'll talk, sometimes he won't. You starting to feel the difference?
feeling this.
Yeah. I mean, do you notice a difference, though? I mean, it's just much easier to bowl like this. I mean, and the thing of it is, when the pressure's on, this is what you want to feel. You just want to be able to just, okay, let me just get to the line. Where if your approach and everything is just like, really kind of aggressive, you may tighten up, and you either pull it or send it wide, so you leave a 10 pin or 4 pin. Where if this one right here, you let the ball swing through, your carry percentage goes up. This is how you maintain strings. So instead of going, turkey, 4 pin, turkey, 10 pin, you got them all. Because you're letting the ball do what it's designed to do. So you got down a little bit wider, it still came back.
I don't know. I was looking at it.
And this is a fresh shot. And so this has a lot. This house has a lot of back end, but sometimes you can't carry the unless you get that ball to roll up quick. That's the key to this house, getting that ball to roll up quick enough where you can carry out the corners. So throw a couple more of that one, then switch back to this one. That's a good shot. You've thrown about 6 good shots in a row, really. They didn't all carry and they didn't hit, perfect. But you still, instead of hitting this much of an area, you're actually getting this, and you're getting consistent pocket hits. So you shoot single pins or strikes all night. Is that a bad thing? That's still a pretty good shot. It's not about being better than who you are. It's allowing yourself to be who you are. That's the big key. You're there. You just have to allow yourself, to. You have to allow yourself to perform the best, because it's all about throwing your best shot more often. Really, that isn't much different than what you were doing before, except for your swing pace is a little bit better. You're smoother to line. There's not a lot of rocking back and forth. You're just allowing things to happen. But if you really think about it, everything's almost the same, because that's part of your unique game. Everybody is unique. You're just allowing things to happen where before you weren't. So really, are you being better than you are, or are you just trying to improve what you already are doing? Yeah. You just have to let yourself be who you are.
I always thought, I always knew something was up. Like, it's something in my game that ain't right.
Well,
I would be so inconsistent. I have off and on weeks. That's
right.
why I stuck. That's why I'm in between. I have a 210 or I have a 212.
Right, exactly.
2.8. And I'm like, and then somebody might say, "Yo, you're a pretty good ball." I'm like,
it's the difference between 210 and 220. It is. This is the difference between 210 and 220. Because if you hit the pocket more often, you're gonna have more strikes. You're gonna leave a lot of stuff, but you're gonna have more strikes. And all it requires. See, I was averaging a solid 212. This is back in 2003. And then, I was okay. I hit the pocket a lot, but I would, like you said, inconsistent. I'd do 3-bagger, then I'd be like a big 4. Then I'd throw a 4-bagger, then I'd go 10 pin. And I went to the Richter class, and the only thing that we did was simplify everything. Just allow everything to happen. And as soon as I came back, within a month, I had 2 300s. I shot my first 800. There was one month that same year, I was bowling 3 leagues a week. It's 1 month, I think, month of February, in 3 different houses: Manassas, Woodbridge, and Shirley. And my low set was 750. And I had like 3 sets between 770 and 799. And the only reason I'm saying that is that if you allow yourself, to just flow, It's the only description I can give you. If you can allow yourself to just be who you are, allow your natural game to take over, and just make the adjustments, you'll get there. It's not about changing what you do. It's just doing what you do more efficiently. There's a big difference in that. Everybody tries to change what they are. And your USB certified coach, a lot of them they have a blueprint of what you should do, and it's good stuff. But at this point, you've already done your work. You've already created your game. Why do you need to change it if we can just make you better within the structure of your game?
It'd take forever for me to do something like that. I
All
don't
right.
think that would be efficient.
I don't think so either. But that's how people coach every day. So just be a better you. So let's go ahead and change balls, and then make your adjustment based on that. Okay. This ball's going to hook a little earlier. So make a slight adjustment. You could actually go 2-1 is a very popular move. It works most of the time. Like I said, I could put more on you right now, but I think that this is going to allow you to bowl better right now. And then if you come back, we can work on a couple other things. But I think this right here, you're going to see a big difference just by practicing this and just smoothing that out. If you really look at it, you have a little bit of flinch right there at the end. See how it just kind of.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is take that and do the same thing, but start a little bit earlier and be a little bit smoother. So instead of that, as the ball's coming down and you're sliding forward, you're pushing that hip back. Go ahead and try that. Just try to, as you get here, just try to get yourself a little smoother this way. Little weird, right?
Very weird. That was extremely weird.
Yeah, just work on that in practice. When you're in league, don't even think about it. All this stuff that you do, you don't even think about it once you get into league play. Just bowl. Because the worst thing you can do is think about what you're doing, especially at the line. Don't think about your release. If you've done enough practice, then that's kind of in there. You just gotta just kind of do what you gotta do. You know. How'd that feel? That was a great shot. Believe me, that whole thing is not that important. That'll clear up in time. Because eventually, what you do is instead of leaning over the waist, you'll actually be a little bit further up, and then you also have a little more spine tilt, and your ball is actually gonna swing a little bit straighter back. When you're talking about all that other stuff, yeah, the stuff that you're talking about, yes, it is important, but do you really need to address it right then and there? You know, create flow first, create rhythm, create momentum. Make sure that you distribute, your your ball speed over your feet, your legs, instead of on your arm. Because a lot of times you use your arm to get the ball down lane. Now you're starting to use your feet and your slide to get that ball down lane. That allows your swing to go a little bit slower and allows the ball to really wrap around your hand to wrap around the ball a little bit more efficiently. That's all you did. Everything else was the same. Well, now that we've smoothed everything out, it's not getting as high. It's actually getting just a little bit lower. I think it's a perfect height right now. Like I wouldn't raise it or lower it. That was awful. Hey,
I knew it.
that was awful. So we'll get a couple more good ones, and then, like I said, I'll post a video. But what we also do, um, I don't know if you noticed we're mic'd up.
Oh Lord.
So what happens is, um, we record the whole session, and it'll be on unlisted. But basically, what happens is we post I'll actually give you a playlist,
Okay.
and you'll actually be able to go to this particular. You'll be able to go to this session and actually listen to it. Anything, so you don't have to remember everything we talk about. Yeah, let me show you what it looks like. This is one here. And you can actually hear what we talk about and what I tell you and all that kind of stuff. So, what a lot of the good bowlers will do is, when I mic up, they mic up too, so they can actually leave themselves notes as they're going through the coaching thing. Not all of them do it, but a lot of them do. They'll actually, be able to give themselves notes, where we'll be talking about something and and I'll say something that says, "Oh yeah," and then they'll say like, "Okay, remember this," or if you have a question, you ask me, "Well, what about this?" Then you don't have to remember my answer. It's here. You know what I mean?
That's good.
Yeah. We started doing it probably about 2 years ago, and honestly, we've had the improvements. Well, happen a lot faster. So instead of waiting 2 or 3 sessions before they see some sort of improvement, they see improvements almost right away because of what we do here, because they can see, like I can see it in my head. I can see what you're going to look like in 6 months. That's just how my mind works. I've already got a game plan worked out on what I think needs to be worked on, but I only give you bits and pieces. You know what I mean? So, you know, that helps you see what I'm seeing. So, yes, sir. All right, nice. Do you realize how many strikes you've thrown? Yeah, look at that. That's how many you've thrown in the past 20 balls. Yeah, so you got one, two, you got good single pin, strike, 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 strike. You got a lot of good solid strikes. And right here, there's a period where you got nothing but strikes and single pins. You know what I mean? And that's just a matter of just smoothing things out. Really start working on your follow through though. Try to make sure that you don't accelerate up. You try to just go smoother. So when you're releasing the ball, just think, you know, instead of take a little while, but if you just think about it, it'll fix itself. Don't beat yourself up if you're not able to do it. Just think about it, and eventually it'll go away.
I feel like I suck.
No, 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 not at all. See, you have something to work with. I've had people that didn't have anything to work with. You know, I, this is see better bowlers are easy to work with because I don't have to come up with a unique game plan. They've already done it for me. I just have to think of it as continuing your plan. This is a plan that you set for yourself whenever you start a bowling, and I'm just continuing your plan. This is not my plan. This is your plan. I don't. It's not. I don't think it's an issue. I think you're gonna definitely improve just by doing this. Your average is gonna go up, and by just going at your spares like this, just trying to keep the nice pace, you're gonna be more accurate. You're gonna hit your spares more. You have to make some adjustments on your spares, but depending on whether you use plastic or not, you know, do you use it or no?
I haven't used it. I haven't been lately because the spin is too long.
Okay, but I think that's the only thing you really have to get used to. So I am going